get you to believe you have an obligation when you do not. They use the next one a lot. With sliders. Anytime they are giving you a document and they put it on a counter and it makes a little sliding sound, and they want you to pick that document up, that's a slider. They are giving you an opportunity. It's a voluntary action. No one is taking this document and enforcing it on you. You are acting voluntarily to pick that up, and that's why they slide it like that. You go ahead and touch it if you want. You have the right to pick this up and look at it and flip it over. Say, no, I don't want this. Put it back down. Slide it right back to them. Examine what it is they're sliding to you, because every time they're sliding you something, you've played hearts where you want to get rid of the Queen of Spades. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get you with the Queen of Spades. Flip it over, look at it, say, no, I don't want it. Slide it right back to them. There's nothing they can do. Anytime they're using a slider, they are doing something which is going to cause you to give them authority over you. The next one that they've got is hiding the monkey. That's my monkey. Let's suppose for a moment I walk into a party, I got a monkey with a bell on its tail. My monkey is on a leash and he starts chucking dumplings at you. And you say, dude, stop that, your monkey, from chucking dumplings at me. And I say, monkey, that ain't no monkey. See the bell? See how it's attached to a furry prehensile bell holder? Monkeys have tails, not furry prehensile bell holders, therefore that's not a monkey. And you say, oh, well, where are them dumplings coming from? They will trick you into giving up your highest status, because the moment you hear that little bell on the monkey, you're looking the other way automatically. And you've got no complaints. If you ever end up in court and you try saying, Your Honor, I just didn't see the monkey, they're going to laugh at you. They're going to say, listen, Your Honor, it was on a leash, it was chucking dumplings, and I put a bell on its tail. How could you not see the monkey? And you'll have no excuse. You'll have no excuse, because they have trained you like a Pavlovian dog. The moment you hear that little bell on its tail, boom, you're looking away. I'll show you what that little monkey is later. Any questions so far? There are 13 basic things that they don't really want you to know. 13 fundamental things that if you remember what they are, you are going to have all the power in the world over them. All of these things that I'm going to teach you, they're obvious. And the reason they have the power is because no one there can dispute it. No one, not one person who is going to try to be your opponent or your adversary is going to be able to dispute them, because they will accept it fully and completely. That's where the power lies. You are dealing with a human being. They are just human beings. They'll tell you, I'm an agent for the government, I'm a peace officer, I'm this, I'm that. No, you are a human being in a common law jurisdiction, and that's all there is to it. That's first and foremost, and I'm not forgetting that. If you remember that, they have to remember that. The key thing about remembering this is you can remember a couple of things. Yes, you can affect them. They will respond to emotion. They will respond to threats. They'll respond to a baseball bat in the bottom of their knee. They will respond. They will also respond to love, compassion, and truth. They are human beings, and if you treat them with the dignity that all human beings are worthy of, they will respond as a human being as well. Don't look at them as anything more than simply a human being using a tool. And the tool that they are using is words. All they are words. The government is just composed of human beings using words. Take away the human beings, you don't have a government. Take away the words, you don't have a government. You need those two things in order for anyone to come up to you and claim any level of authority over you. The good thing about these words is that if they start losing some of them, they lose all their authority. If someone comes up to you and points to a body of words and says, this body of words gives me authority over you, and you say, really? What does that word right there mean? And they say, I don't know. What just happened to their authority? Gone. They have to know what the words in their own mandates mean. And this is where we have what their tool that they use against us, now we're going to use it against them, because some of these words are very deceptive. They're ambiguous at least. These deceptive words, words that have ambiguous meanings that open up and allow for a change or a shift in the power structure, these words are deceptive, they're ambiguous, you can ask questions. You can bring these human beings who are using words to claim authority, ask them questions concerning the deceptive words, and if they don't know the answer, their authority is gone. You don't need any anger, you don't need any hatred, you don't need any violence whatsoever, just a mind and ask some questions. The next three things they use. This is probably one of their biggest tricks here. They get us all thinking, you read in the paper a new law has been passed. They get you thinking that these statutes are laws. Statutes are not laws. If you look it up, you'll find that the definition of a statute is a legislated rule of society given the force of law. It's a law, it's a rule that has the force of law within a structured society because somebody gave it that force. Remember, we're all equal here. Who can give those words the force of law? Only you. You have decided to give those statutes the force of law within your societal structure. A society, if you look at the definition of that, it's a number of people joined by mutual consent to deliberate, determine, and act for a common goal. Your consent is required for any statute to have the force of law, and you can spot these. They'll have the word act right in the title. Point out the word act to any government agent asking or claiming authority over you. Say, what exactly does that word right there mean? And you will be 2 steps away from consent. Consent is not assent. You don't have to make a positive affirmation in order for them to achieve consent. Your silence and inaction will raise the appearance of consent. Every time there is an election, within 30 days, your MLA, your MP, will send out to every address, every residential address, "Hi, your new representative." If you don't call her back within 30 days and say, "No, you're not. Sorry, you're fired," she has achieved the consent she needs or he needs to act as your representative. Consent can be achieved when you do nothing. My first book was called Registration, Application, Submission Means Drop 'em, Bend Over, and Don't Expect Lube, How the Government Really Gains Power. I was angry at the time and big on long titles. These 3 words is how the government has been getting authority over us. Registration, application, submission. All of the power they have over you is because you have put your signature on a document with 1 or 2 or 3 of these words. The word registration. What does it mean? I thought I just put my name down. Nuh-uh. Historically, it goes back hundreds and hundreds of years to an act of a ship's captain signing over his ship and all chattel contents to the harbor master for safekeeping. Chattel contents included the slaves, the condemned, those in debt, anything that could be party to a contract essentially was considered chattel property. Application. Oh, when I found this one out, I was like, oh my goodness, I'm telling. Application. Application means to beg. To beg, plead, petition, implore, entreat, or request. I was like, beg? I started looking at the assumptions. If you want to look at a word and figure out what this word, what effect this word is going to have on your life, you need more than just the definitions. You need to look at the assumptions that this definition rests upon, and then you need to look at the implications created. The assumptions created by begging. He who begs knows exactly what they're begging for. Well, mind you, one time in Toronto, I had a woman ask me, "Can I have anything?" But for the most part, someone's begging, they know exactly what they're begging for. They know exactly what they are willing to give up for it. They are acknowledging the authority to grant. Or if it doesn't exist, they're willing to create it through transference. If I ask, if you beg me to